about to get anything out of me, and you pulling all these tricks and shit out of the fucking hat. What's up, what's good, what's poppin'? It's your girl Beautiful Ambition, and I'm back with another video. If you're new here, hey girl, and if you're not new, hey girl, welcome back. We missed you. So today we have a different little scenery going on here, and that is because I did a poll on Instagram asking, like, you know, I got a couple different story times that I want to tell because, you know, my life be hectic sometimes, girl. And I did a poll for a story time, and y'all wanted to hear about the time that I got flew out. So that's what we're giving today. We're giving flew out vibes. So I got my little drinky drink here. It says dream like a unicorn. I got this from Meyer, and it's just some wine in here. But the wine I don't like, it's nasty, so I added some pineapple juice. So we're drinking a mimosa at about 8:30 at night, but that's my business. So anyways, let's get into it. And I'll have supporting screenshots on either side of these screens, girl. But anyways, let's just get straight into it. So, it was for my birthday, and, you know, I have been talking to this guy. Well, first of all, backtrack. So, me and this guy met on a dating website, and we have been talking for like a minute. And he lives where I live at now. And then, I don't know, just randomly one day, I was like, let me text him because I haven't heard from him in a while. So, so I texted him, and it was like around my birthday. And I didn't have plans for my birthday because, you know, COVID. And I was just trying to figure out like what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to go out of town, but like me and my best friend couldn't get that together. So it was gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna have a bonfire and just call it a day. So I wound up texting him, and it was just like on some regular shit, like, you know, hey, what's up? How you been? Da da da, whatever. So he wrote me back, and he was like, you know, hey, I just moved to Atlanta, and you know, I would like to see you or whatever. And I was like, you moved to Atlanta? What? Like, why you wouldn't tell me you was moving? He was like, I did. Like, that's why I was trying to see you before I left. And I'm not gonna lie, he probably was trying to see me, but I really be curving the fuck out of people. Like, see me? What? No. I get ghosts. I don't know why I'm like that, but I don't know. It's just something about spending quality time with somebody that I'm not that interested in. So it was like that type of situation. Like, you was cool enough for me to talk to you, but like spend quality time with you, and I know like it's not about to go nowhere. I don't know. But anyways, so he was like, basically like, you know, I was trying to see you before I left and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh well, you know, you in Atlanta now, maybe like one time I can come down and see you and visit you, and like we can hang out or whatever. He was like, yeah, I would really like that, hopefully sooner than later. Now, if you know me, don't tell me sooner or later, because I'm gonna make it sooner before I make it later. So I'm like, this is perfect timing. Like, I don't have nothing planned for my birthday. I can go to Atlanta. Atlanta was still open. They were still doing stuff. So I'm like, bet, you about to go to Atlanta. So I'm like, you know, yeah, like, I can't remember exactly everything that I said, but if I can find a screenshot, I'll put it here on the side. Anyway, so I'm like, you know, well, you know, my birthday is coming up, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for my birthday. And he was like, yeah, you should come down. And I was like, you should buy my plane ticket. Boop. Ball is in your court. What are you gonna do with it? So he was like, yeah, when's your birthday? So I told him when my birthday was, and he was like, I'm gonna look at the flights to see, you know, what's what with the flights. I'm like, oh, he's serious. So I'm texting my best friend because I don't travel by myself often. Like, I I really don't travel that much at all. But I'm like, I really don't want to go to Atlanta by myself. Like, I really want my best friend to come with me. So I'm texting her because she wanted to go out of town for my birthday. And I wasn't really feeling it because I'm like everything was still so fresh and new with everything going on with COVID. So I'm like, I don't really know if I want to go out of town. Like, that's really doing a lot. I just wasn't sure. I was very apprehensive about it. So now he's talking about, you know, he looking up flights and he like, you know, what you like to fly? And I'm like, Delta. So I'm texting my best friend like, bitch, like, this nigga about to fly me out. Like, I want you to come with me. And she was on bullshit. No lie. And she gonna watch this video. Yes, bitch, she was on bullshit. Like, I really needed her to come with me. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna be a big girl and go by myself. And it is what it is. So he texted me back and he was like, these what the flights looking like. What's your Cash App? No, what's your Zelle? So I told him my Zelle, and it was like, ping, you received $180 for, and he put like a little smirk face. I know I got that screenshot in my phone, so I'm gonna put that over here too. But I was like, oh shit, like, this is real. So he was like, buy your flight right now. So this is a tip for ladies, okay? If a nigga wanna fly you out, or, you know, whatever the case may be, he wants you to come see him, get the money and buy your own flight, because these niggas be on bullshit and like they'll have the free reign to do whatever the fuck they want to do, or they'll buy you a one-way ticket and then you gotta figure this shit out for yourself. So no, get the nigga to send you the money for the flight. You book the flight yourself. That way you have complete control over, you know, if it's not what you wanted it to be, you can leave. You can, you know, get you an early flight back. Like, you have free reign to make those changes. So make sure you do that. Don't just be out here having niggas buy you flights and you don't know what the fuck is going on. So he sent me the money for it and I bought my flight and I was like, bet, like, I'm about to go to Atlanta. So fast forward to a previous conversation. So I'm like, okay, so you're gonna pick me up from the airport, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah. Keep that in mind because it's gonna come into play later. So boom, flight was cool, no issues, no problems. And I get there and I'm like, hey, like, my flight is about to land. And I told him, like, you know, where to pick me up. And I was like, you picking me up from, I asked him again, I asked him for a second time, I'm like, you picking me up from the airport, right? And he was like, oh, I can't. First of all, strike one. He was like, oh, I can't, blah, blah, you know, I don't have a car. Now, mind you, when he lived here, he didn't have a car. Okay, cool, whatever. Maybe I should give y'all the backstory on why he didn't have a car. So he's Nigerian, and he was here for school. So he had moved here from, I think, like, Washington, D.C. or something like that. And he was only here for a couple of months, so he didn't have a car. So that's the backstory to that. But, so I'm like, okay. So now he's like, but I'm gonna get you an Uber. So I'm at the, mind you, I'm at the airport, and the Atlanta airport is big as fuck. And it was so freaking busy. And I'm like, general, like, my cues are always on. Like, I'm always paying attention to stuff. But now it's like I'm in a different state. I'm in the airport that I've never been in before. So, like, my cues is on 100 right now. So I had to get off the plane, hop on this little train thing to take me to where I needed to go. And then I'm outside and I had to find the Uber. Like, I was irritated. Y'all don't even, and I was hungry. Like, I was fucking irritated. And I was still a little bit hungover from the night before, because the night before was my birthday. So I flew out the next morning. So whatever, I find the Uber, we get there, and everything was cool. I'm like, you know, oh, like, damn, like, this nigga look different than the last time I seen him. Like, okay, like, this gonna be a good time. So I get there, we take a nap, and, you know, we order food, and then we took a nap. And I'm like, okay, bet, like, this is gonna be a good time. Like, I'm excited. I'm happy I did this. Girl, so we wake up from a nap and he's like, yeah, you remember when I told you, like, I had something to tell, like, I had a story to tell you or whatever. And I'm like halfway asleep, scrolling on my phone, literally not paying attention to whatever he about to tell me. Like, I'm thinking he about to tell me like a childhood story about him being in Nigeria or something. Like, girl, completely oblivious. Okay, I have to put my glasses on because y'all can see my bags, and I am not feeling that. But it was a glare in the camera, and I'm not feeling that either. But y'all just have to deal with it. So anyways, he's like, yeah, you remember I was telling you I got a story to tell you? And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, sure, yeah, I remember. So he's like, yeah, he was like, I don't remember what he said before this, but he was like, I'm married. I'm sorry, what? Huh? So it's still not registering to me. I'm like, I'm still scrolling on my phone. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what is married, huh? I'm still scrolling on my phone, laying down. Like, I'm still in a very relaxed state of mind. Mind you, I just woke up from a nap. And he was like, yeah, like, you know, I'm married. I was like, you're joking. He was like, no, I'm serious. I was like, no, you have to be joking. And he was like, no, I'm serious. I said, what the fuck do you mean you're married? So now I'm sitting up straight. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, you can't go off because we're in a whole different state. Like, you can't do that. And at the time, somebody that I was close with, she was down there too. So I'm like, if I really need to leave, I can go to her hotel or whatever. So I'm like, what do you mean you're married? Like, you need to explain this shit to me. And he was like, well, long story short, he's married for citizenship. I'm like, what the hell did you just bring me the fuck into? Like, first of all, why would you wait until I'm here to tell me that you're fucking married? Regardless if it's for citizenship or whatever the fuck. Like, you don't just have somebody do that and you don't even give them the option to make the decision on their own to be like, no, I don't want to come, or okay, I do want to come. And it wasn't even a fact of the matter that he was married. It was because I didn't really like him like that. It was more so like, okay, like, you're paying for this flight. I'm about to get out of, you know, where I live, and I'm about to go have some fun. But you didn't even give me that option. Like, at least give a bitch a heads up. Like, yeah, just so you know, like, I'm married, and, you know, I just want to let you know before you come down here, blah, 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 type shit. Because it wasn't even really the fact that you was married. It was the fact that you finessed it and you waited until I got here to tell me that. And I don't, like, that's not okay. Like, you don't do that to people. You need to give people that option, you know, whether or not they want to come or this is something that they want to entertain. So, yes, he was like, I'm married. So, at this point, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm about to pack my shit and I'm about to leave. Like, I'm not about to stay here with you and you fucking married. So he goes on with the story, like, because by this time I'm starting to get, you know, my voice is starting to get elevated. I'm like, what do you mean you married? And why would you have me come out here? You didn't tell me that. And girl, just, okay. It was very calm. It was like that. But if you know me, like, it would not have been that type of situation if I was in my hometown. So he like, it's for citizenship and it's not like romance. It's because X, Y, and Z, and you're not listening to me. I said, what do you mean I'm not listening to you? I said, nigga, you just told me you fucking married. Like, at this point, I don't want to hear shit you got to fucking say. So I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, you got two options. You can either go get you a hotel, or you can just be like, fuck it, and milk this nigga for his money. So, you know what option I took? I was like, okay, whatever, period. And then, oh, this is the worst part. Well, not the worst, but when I went to, before we even got to that point, like him telling me that he was married, we had ate. This is like when I first got there. We ate, we took a nap, and then when I say we took a nap, it wasn't like we was in the bed together. Like, we was laying on the couch and we took a nap. We had went to this hookah place in like Midtown, and then we came home, and that's when he told me he was married. And I was like, But when we was in the restaurant, like the little hookah place, I was feeling myself. I'm like, oh bitch, like this is nice. Like I'm about to have a nice ass time. And the weekend is just it's not long enough. So I extended my flight until Monday. I was supposed to leave on Sunday. I extended my flight until Monday. Then you turn around and fucking tell me that you married and I didn't extend my flight. Bitch, I'm living because I can't switch this shit back. Like I was so mad. So anyways, so after that whole situation, I'm like, okay, whatever, fuck it. Like, I'm really not interested in this nigga like that anyways. And prior to me coming, he kept sending me stuff like, oh, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So I'm like, oh, well, whatever. Like, we already planned to do all this stuff. I'ma just, you know, go do all this stuff. Like, I really wanted to go, like, smoke hookah. So we had did that. I wanted to go to a nice dinner. And I wanted to go to the botanical garden. So I'm like, whatever. Like, I'ma just let him pay for it. Oh, and we went to the aquarium. So the first thing we did, that was the first night. So then the next morning, I woke up and I was hungry. I wanted to go do brunch. And this, I kid you not, this Negro wakes up. He woke up before me. Wakes up. I'm like, you know, I'm hungry. I want to go get brunch. And he was like, oh, I got to go run some errands. What? How do you have somebody come here from out of town and you just living your life like you don't have company? Like, this is not making sense to me, sir. Like, so now not only have you already told me that you married, so you on strike 2 right now. You didn't pick me up from the airport, and now you telling me that you married. Now you telling me you about to go run some fucking errands? Like, this is just a regular day? Like, what? So I'm like, okay, well, bitch, I'm fucking hungry. So what's in this kitchen to eat? So I go in the kitchen. I fucking cooked myself some breakfast. And when he was like, I gotta go do something for my aunt or something. Mind you, you don't have family in Atlanta. So what are you doing? Sending money to Nigeria? Like, I'm confused. Girl. So I was just in the room. I took a shower. I was in the room. I was watching the game. And when I tell y'all, he was gone for at least 2 or 3 hours. At least 2 or 3 hours he was gone. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting there, and I'm texting like my friend that was in Atlanta. I'm like, you know, what y'all doing, y'all? And like, I could have went to go with them, but like, they paid for everything in advance, and they was down there for somebody else's birthday, and I just didn't want to interfere with their plans. So I'm just like, I'm just about to sit in this room and binge watch the game. Like, that's literally what I did then. The entire time that I was there, like, I was just so fed up. Like, that shit was just really some bullshit. Like, you really just had me come out here and you told me you was married, you didn't pick me up from the airport, and now you just doing like your everyday routine basically. Like, you're not really accommodating me. So he get back or whatever, and we go to the zoo. So we get to the zoo, and it's like everything was rush. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm trying to enjoy the scenery and all this stuff, because it was so much stuff to do at the zoo. And he's like, okay, come on, are you done? Okay, come on. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, don't rush me. Like, you already then did some foul shit. Now you trying to rush me in what I'm doing. Then you want me taking pictures of you. Like, what the fuck do you think this is? Like, I was so irritated. Like, I literally cannot believe I was in this situation. Like, this is not how this was supposed to go at all. So we leave the aquarium, and I had on like this cute dress. I'm gonna put a picture. I had on like this cute dress, but underneath it, I wore like this white t-shirt dress. So when we got back to his apartment, I like, you know, changed and got comfortable, and I had went out there to get something, but I had on like all my waist beads, and like, you know, waist beads originate in Nigeria, and that's where he's from. So he really liked my waist beads. So I had went out like in the living room. I had like no bra or nothing. And my dog got on a white dress. So I got my waist beads on. Basically my titties is out. And I had like grabbed something from the living room, and he seen me. I went back to the room, closed the door, and I was watching TV. And so he came in the room and he was like trying to cuddle with me and like feel on me. And I'm like, stop fucking touching me. Like, don't touch me. And he was like, you don't want me to touch you? I'm like, no, don't fucking touch me. Because how the fuck you think you about to get anything out of me? And you pulling all these tricks and shit out of the fucking hat. Like, you wouldn't think about this before you did that? Come on. No, absolutely not. Not in this lifetime. Not happening. So, the next day was, I don't remember what day it was. I think it was like a Saturday or something. He was gone before I even got out the fucking bed. Like, going to run errands. Again, another day, going to run fucking errands. So I laid in the bed until about 11 or 12. And this day, we were supposed to go to the botanical garden. So he texted me like, did you still want to go to the botanical garden? And I'm like, yeah, like I fucking told you that. I told you I wanted to go. So I looked up the tickets. I'm like, you gotta buy the tickets. Everything paid on him. I'm not paying for anything. So we go to the botanical garden, and well, before we even go to the botanical garden, he's like, we had a texting conversation, and I basically was like, you know, you're rude. Like, you're not showing me no hospitality, and you know, you just basically living your life regular as if I'm not here. Like, why you go play soccer? It was a Sunday. I'm like, you go play soccer every Sunday. The Sunday that I'm here, why do you feel like you need to go play soccer? Because that was his thing. He was trying to rush to go to the botanical garden because he wanted to play soccer later. And I'm like, you can play soccer any day. Why do you need to do that while I'm here? So that was another irritation for me, because it's just like, you don't even, and then it was like, you know, I want to go out. I want to go do stuff. Like, I want to go see the city. And he was every time, oh, why don't you hit up your friends and go hang out with your friends? Like, go with your friends. Like, nigga, I hang out with them all the time at home. Like, I didn't come down here to hang out with them. If that was the case, I would have flew down here with them. Like, that's not what I came down here for. So, that was another irritant. So, by the time, like, Monday came around, y'all, I was so ready to go home that I woke up at, like, 9 or 10. I took a shower. My flight was at 12. I woke up at, like, 9 or 10. He had made me breakfast, whatever, not impressed. And, he made breakfast or whatever. My flight was, like, 9 or 10. Girl, I done packed all my shit. I ate my breakfast. I called my Uber, because I'm not waiting on you to call another Uber for me. I'm not waiting on you to do nothing else. I called my Uber. That was the only money that I spent on the trip. My Uber back home. I called my Uber, and then he was like, so he was laying on the couch, and he was like, yeah, he was like, are you ready to go home? I was like, yep, no hesitation. And he was like, what time is your flight? I said 12. And he was like, okay, you should call the Uber or something like that. Like, he had like this, you should do this, you should do that. Like, don't fucking tell me what the fuck to do. I'm a grown ass, independent ass woman. Like, don't tell me what I need to be doing, nigga. You really fucked up with me. I hope you know that. So he was like, oh, okay, well, let me call your Uber. I was like, don't worry about it, I already did it. Then by this time, my Uber was outside. This was the straw that broke the motherfucking camel's back. I was like, okay, my Uber is outside. I'm not giving you a hug, nothing. I grab my sheets, go outside to my Uber by myself, mind you. And his apartment sat on like a side street. So like, it was like bushes and trees and all types of shit. Anything could have happened to me. Somebody could have snatched me up. You know, at this time, Atlanta was having a lot of, like, human trafficking going on. Like, anything could have happened to me. This nigga did not walk me to the car. Nothing. Say goodbye, anything. As soon as I got in that fucking car, I blocked his number. Because, bitch, you have me fucked up. You think you about to have me come out here, tell me that you fucking married. Then, you're not even making the experience enjoyable for me. Then, you didn't pick me up from the airport. And then, you're not going to walk me to the car when I get ready to leave? You're done. You fucked up. You're done. No more. And I have not talked to him since then. Like, I was following him on Instagram. Like, I'm talking about when I was in the Uber, I blocked this nigga number. No hesitation. I deleted him from my Instagram. Like, no, fuck that. I was so happy. I've never been so happy to come back home in my life. Like, and I was so mad at myself for prematurely extending my flight. That's another thing. Do not prematurely extend your flight. Wait till that first night is over with before you make any irrational decisions like I did. Learn from me, okay? Because that was not it. But yeah, that was my first time getting flued out, and it was not an enjoyable experience. Like, I got really good pictures, and I'll insert some pictures from like when I went to the botanical garden and the aquarium. Like, that was nice, like seeing like the animals and all that stuff. But beach, the experience in general, would not recommend. I would just say, if you're gonna get flued out, if you're going to get flued out, make it be by somebody who either got a lot of fucking money, number one, or somebody that you really like, number two, or go with a friend, just in case you run into a situation like that. Like, I really encourage you traveling with a friend, but because, you know, one of my close friends at the time was there, I wasn't too concerned because her hotel wasn't too far away, and she was down there with, you know, her man. So I'm like, if I really needed to leave, I can, but no, absolutely not. But anyways, that's this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In my opinion, I think this shit is funny. When I tell my friends that they think this shit is funny, but I don't know, it's just a lesson learned, honestly. You know, don't be so hot pants to go out of state for somebody. Like, but in my defense, that was not my fault. You know what I mean? Like, normally when I'm talking to somebody, I ask them all the necessary questions, like, you know, have you ever been married? Do you have kids? Have you ever been in jail? You know, I asked all those questions. But with him, it was just like, I really didn't care because I didn't really like him like that. Like, he was just somebody to talk to when I was bored. You know what I mean? And then he offering to, you know, fly me out somewhere. I'm like, okay, bet. Like, it's my birthday weekend. I want to, you know, turn up because all of this stuff that's going on and whatever. So anyways, yeah. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, because we really lit over here. Okay, period. I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace.